Welcome to Journey Called Life, episode 2. How delusional are you? So, this conversation came about because my friend a couple weeks ago, she said, Katia, you are delusional. You are delusional. I don't know if you know it or not, but you're delusional. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I didn't really think I was delusional, but I guess someone thought otherwise. But she said, she's like, you're not the only one, because I know other people that do it as well. But you will literally plan to complete like a whole bunch of tasks, like 10 different things in 1 hour or within a certain amount of time. And the average person will be like, there's no way I'm getting that done. But to you, in your mind, you're getting it done. It's very much feasible. And I was like, well, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good and bad thing. And she was like, she agreed. She was like, yes, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing in your sense, but sometimes it is, because then you set this list, you make this long list of things to do, and then when you don't get it done, you're upset and you're mad, and now you're overwhelmed and you're upset with yourself, when honestly it was too big of a list to begin with. It was too big of a list to begin with. You upset about not completing a task when the list of tasks was too big to begin with. And I was like, well, you kind of ate me up there, because you're absolutely right. I had to literally sip my tea and be quiet, because she was 100% right. And again, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a great thing to have ambition and be able to, to be an overachiever in a sense, or like a big thinker. But sometimes you have to be realistic. Like when you're talking about God, you don't be realistic when it comes to God and spiritual things, because God can do anything. But when you're talking about, you have an hour and you have a toddler, okay? And you think that within that 1 hour, you're going to wash your hair, do the dishes, do your hair, and make lunch. Come on now. You know it's going to take you an hour. If you really stop and think, you know it's going to take you an hour to just do the dang on dishes. To just do the dishes and maybe possibly make lunch, because your toddler's going to pull you. He's going to want your attention. You're going to have to go in there and tell him to stop. You're going to have to go in there and tell him to stop doing this. Hey, get down, put that back, get out the trash. I said no. So come on now, be realistic. How can you really be upset about not completing that list? So when we had that conversation, it really just got me to thinking even more. Recently I have been really I think the physical is finally catching up with the mental. I feel like many times we have these epiphanies, these big spurts of motivation and inspiration of this is my goal, this is what I want to do, and I'm about to start and I'm about to crush it. Do you know how many times I've sat there and create a content schedule for myself and said that I'm going to make this content or post this content every couple days or whatever the case may be, and then I sat there and took all the time to make that schedule and then don't do it? Or how many times I've created a workout plan for myself, a workout schedule, or how many times, you get the point. I've done this so many times and never actually started, or just was inconsistent. But I think where I'm at now, I'm at the point to where I am I don't know if you want to call it the physical, but that's the best way I can put it, is that I'm finally taking action into the things, into these ideas. These ideas are actually finally coming to reality. And so with that, I'm realizing how delusional you have to be sometimes about getting there. And I was like, you know what? It's really no different from when you was delusional about this person, that boy that you liked, and you just thought you was so in love, or that boy that you liked, and you thought that you guys had a thing going on, because he texted you and he asked you how your day was, and now you blushing, or he gave you a compliment, he made you feel good, and now you over here planning a wedding. Now you over here thinking oh yeah, I'm on the top of his roster, and he ain't talking to nobody else. But then whole time it took him 3+ hours to text you back. And he's on his phone all the time. You know that, his schedule. You know what he's doing. He doesn't really have an excuse to not text you back. But yet, you are continue to be delusional about the fact that you guys have something going on, something serious going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can be delusional about that, but when it comes to being delusional about our goals, it's hard. Like, it's like, what do they say? It's not rocket science. You know, people be like, oh, like, it's rocket science. Oh yeah, like, it's rocket science. However the saying go, like, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, when it comes to our goals or just things that we want, we just think it's just so hard to just get started. And me, myself included, okay? Like, my son's father, for the longest, like, it took me a while to wake up and smell the roses. It took me a while to wake up and, like, see reality in a sense. Like, I knew dog and well that, like, he is. And if I ever speak on my child's father, it's never like, you're never gonna see me on here like bashing him. Like, it may sound like that because of whatever I'm saying, but I'm never like purposely like talking, like putting dirt on his name. But I'm talking about the situation to share my experience, because I know dog and well there's other women out here going through the same thing. So either way, like, for the longest, like, I knew dog and well that my child's father was not the man that I wanted, in terms of that I wanted to marry. I knew he was not the man that I wanted to marry. I continuously had hope, like, oh yeah, like, he can change, like, he can grow into be that and being that person. And I knew that I didn't want to wait for that, though. That's another thing. Like, with me knowing that he isn't the man that I, like, right now, he's not the man that I want to marry, like, I would want to marry, and me knowing that I also did not want to wait around for him to grow up to become that person, but yet I still continued to, like, to set, like, to break certain boundaries with him. I continued to, like, allow him to get away with certain stuff. I still, like, did certain stuff for him. It's like, are you dumb or stupid? Respectfully, are you dumb or are you stupid? You just sat here and, like, how delusional are you? How delusional are you? You sit here, you know all the factors. And that's when you have to, when you know all the factors, you know good dog and well that this person is not good for you. You know good dog and well that you shouldn't be eating that chocolate chip cookie when you just said you was going on a diet. You know dog and well the facts. You know the consequences and the repercussions. But when you can still continue to, like, do it, you still think that there is hope. You still think that, like, I don't, like, that's delusion, honey. It's delusion. You are asking the sky to rain money. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, being, like, for myself, it was like having these certain expectations for my child's father was literally asking the sky to rain money. It's never gonna happen. So stop putting so much energy into the negative delusion and turn that around, okay? And what I mean by that is, okay, you know, it's like you have to trick yourself in a sense. You know that, for me, for example, I love cars. I love muscle cars, sports cars. Like, I am a cars fanatic. Do I know the name of stuff? Like, if I was to look at something and you was to ask me what part that is, I don't know. I could tell you what sound it makes, but I don't know. I just really learned what revving means, okay? Either way, I love cars. But I'm so, like, determined to get what I want. Is like, or like to creating that dream environment. If you don't know what a dream environment is, you know, you have, like, you know how you have a dream board? A dream board is, you know, you take the things that you want and you put it up there, the house that you want, the car that you want. But a dream environment is, you are going to see it all the time. You're not going to just see it on this board in the wall in your room. When you get in your car, you're going to have, like, a picture of the dream car that you want. When you go in your kitchen, you're going to see a picture of, or you're going to say, like, you're going to have a quote, I'm so happy and grateful now that this house is mine, or that I own my own house. I mean, that this car is mine, whatever the case may be. Putting different quotes or pictures, whatever you got to do, everywhere around you, so that way you constantly are having reminders of those things that you want. So that way, no matter what, like, if you're in a bathroom and you're having a mental breakdown, you look in the mirror and, honey girl, you got written on the mirror, you are the baddest thing walking on 2 feet. You are beautiful. You are wonderfully made. You have these different things written on your wall, or you have a picture of that purse that you want. You have these things around you so that you can kind of remind yourself, when things get hard, you have a reminder of why you're willing to go through the hard. Do you get what I'm saying? But, Like for me, being delusional about the goals, about the person and that I want to become, is going to test drive, knowing doggone well I don't got the money to get it right now. But I'm going to go test drive that 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm going to go test drive that 2024 Hellcat. I'm going to go drive that 2024 Dodge Durango RT. Okay? And I do. And I record myself in it. I take pictures of myself in it. I sit in that car and I envision myself driving this car with my hubby, giving snacks to the kids in the back seat, or vice versa, me in the passenger seat. I envision myself with the kids in the back, me driving and dropping them off to practice or dropping them off at school. When I drive my car, my 2012 Ford Fusion, I sometimes will play revving sounds on YouTube while I'm driving, so I feel like I'm driving a Hellcat. So I feel like I'm driving the Dodge Durango RT. So I feel like I'm driving that car that I want. You get what I'm saying? You gotta be delusional. You gotta be a little crazy. You gotta be a little crazy, because at the end of the day, you have to realize that of course you're going to look crazy. Of course you're going to be uncomfortable doing these things, because it's never maybe you've never seen it done before. But not only that, you have never done it before. So you have to grow to become uncomfortable with. You have to grow with being comfortable with the uncomfortable. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to grow to become comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because at the end of the day, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to get the job done for you. God gave you the vision, and that's I think that's the reason why I have like finally clicked and my gears are finally going. And I'm like I've been waking up every morning. Like I get up pretty early because I work at a daycare, so I work like early in the morning, so I gotta be at work at like 8 o'clock. I get up early anyways, but I've been getting up even earlier to work out, and it's only been 10 minutes, but that 10 minutes has made me feel amazing. Do you know how hard it was for me to be consistent beforehand? Like hard. Okay, eating better. Y'all, excuse me, chocolate chip cookies and like brownies, like fudge stuff, anything that's sweet, or like fruity things like smoothies. It's been my weakness. Like Speedway. Speedway, they got these like packaged cookies, and they come in a 6-pack, and they're like $3. $3 for 6 big and soft, good, chewy, chocolatey goodness that just melts in your mouth. Do you know how hard it's been for me to drive past the Speedway and keep going to not pull over and get me no chocolate chip cookies? It's been so hard to keep driving, to keep pushing that gas and not push the brake and put that right blinker sign on and turn into that Speedway. It's been so hard. It's been so hard. But I have to, because if I want clear skin, if I want my gut to go away, if I just want like to feel better, I have to put the sweets down. I have to eat it in moderation. I have to, like, there's just limitations to things. It's not that I can't have it ever. It's just that, honey, you can't have it every day. You can't have a 6-pack every day. Okay? So keep driving. Go home, make you a yogurt parfait with some honey and granola and some blueberries and strawberries, maybe some banana, and call it a night. Because you just have a sweet tooth. You're just having an addiction to sugar right now. So literally, like, at the end of the day, nobody's going to lose the weight for you. Nobody's going to get the clear skin for you. Nobody's going to come with the wand and make you rich and give you the money and give you the car and give you the business that you want. You have to get up and do it. Because if God gave you that vision, he gave you the vision for a reason. He gave you the vision for a reason. And that's something, that's what I was saying. Okay, I'm so sorry. If you watched my previous video, you know that I said I forget sometimes what I was saying. And I just kind of like, not that I go on rants, but like I just forgot where I was going, and that's what I just did. What helped me finally click into gears was realizing that if I don't do what God told me to do, if I don't work on the vision that God gave me, he's gonna give it to somebody else, and they're gonna do it. So now that vision and everything that I wanted, that's no longer gonna be mine. Just think about it. Abraham and Sarah, okay? Read that story. Abraham and Sarah. God, I'm trying to think. Was it Abraham? It was Abraham. Dang, do I got my Bible? I don't think I got my Bible. Genesis 12. Be with me. Verse 9 through 12. I think that's what it is. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Give me 1 second. Yes. Abraham. Go from. Okay. We got it. Okay. So God told Abraham to leave his father's house and God told Abraham to leave. Not only was he telling him to leave the physical, but he was also telling him to leave like his father's ways, like not necessarily but his family, their family's ways, their traditions, the things that they were doing, and to go to where I'm going to tell you to go. But think about it. If Abraham if he was not obedient, if he did not do what God told him to do, he wouldn't have been blessed with the many descendants that he was blessed with. He wouldn't have been blessed with all of the riches that God gave him. If you are not obedient, then God cannot give you what he wants to give you. He can't do what he wants to do. No matter how bad he wants you to have it, if you don't be obedient, he can't do it. So therefore, Katira, you say you want this life so bad. You say you want to be financially free. You say you want to homeschool your kid. How are you going to do that if you don't get up off of your butt and go do what he told you to do? How do you want to run around with your grandkids? Let alone, if you just being able to run around with my kids, I want to have at least 4 or 5 kids. How are you going to be able to do that if you're not taking care of your body right now? If you're not eating right or even exercising and stretching your body now? Okay, so it said the Lord, Genesis 12, 1 through 9. I'm reading the Common English Version. The Lord has said to Abram, go from your country, your people, and your father's household. Your country, so maybe that's your community, maybe that's the surroundings that you grew up. If you're from the hood, you got to leave the hood. Your people, so maybe that's your friends, your clique, your family, like the different things the different people that are around you, and your father's household. So maybe that's traditions, the way that the thought process. Oh my gosh. Having to unlearn the things that you have been taught or like growing up your whole life is hard, but it's so important. Like once you become aware of the toxic traits or the unhealthy thought processes that your family has, it's like, oh my gosh, no wonder why things are the way they are. It's because we are thinking this way. So, in your father's household, to the land I will show you. I will make you, so he gave him the command, I will make you into a great nation and I will bless you. I will make your name great and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse, and all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. So Abraham went as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abraham was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. Go finish reading it and go do your own detailed analyzation on it. Okay, I promise you. Like, I spent like an hour on just those 9 verses and got so much revelation from it. But my main point of reading it to you is about being obedient. If you do not be obedient, then God cannot bless you. He told him, go from your country, your people, and your father's household, and I will show you the land that I will make you. Then he said, I will make you da-da-da-da-da. But just think, what if he didn't do that? Think about all the descendants that came from Abraham and the different things that happened, great things that happened, all because Abraham was obedient. Okay? So yeah. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to do it for you. Like, you seriously have to be delusional about the person that you want to become. Because it's, number one, you have people watching, looking up to you. There's people watching you, whether they're hating on you or whether they're inspired. And there's a reason why that God chose you, because he knew that you were equipped. Like, he knew that you were strong enough. He knew that you had the skills. You had everything to bring it to life. Or like, I'm not saying that we had the power to bring it, but you know what I mean. He knew that you were capable of doing it. So it's like, you have to think about that and know that there's a reason why God is choosing you. There's a reason why you have these goals. There's a reason why you want X, Y, and Z. Okay. Like, for the longest, I felt like, you know, a lot of people say, like, oh, tracking your money, or like writing stuff down, keeping a journal, like a journey, eating log, or think different things like that. I feel like it was doing too much. I felt like me needing to, some people can just go throughout the day and not plan nothing, but some people need every minute by the day structured. And for the longest, I was doing it. I was planning my day, scheduling my day to the hour, to every 30 minutes. And at first I was like, bro, this is just too much. Like, I'm overly, like, this is, I'm wasting time doing this. But then I realized, like, as I got to know me and as I got to learn me, I realized, like, no, Katira, you do need that. You do need to plan your day about by the hour, or at least an hour to 2 hours. Either way, you know, you need that. So I had to realize that, number one, realizing what works for me and what doesn't work for me, but understanding that sometimes it does take all of that. Sometimes it does take all of that for you to get the job done, because again, everybody is different. What works for them isn't going to work for you, and works for you isn't going to work for them. Something that I haven't done it just yet, but something that I said I want to do is tracking my money, tracking my finances. How do I say I want to be able to get my hair done more consistently, I want to be able to get facials, or I want to be able to afford X, Y, and Z, but how do I just, like, you can't just say that you want those things without, you need to see how much do you need to be bringing in. If you want to be spending this much and you want that much going out, you need to be seeing how much you need to be coming in. So what I'm going to start doing is start tracking my money now to see how much money am I spending on going out to eat. So then that way I can create a budget. And I don't go out to eat often, but because I'm very busy, I'm a college student, I work, and so, like, I'm just busy. So sometimes I may have to grab something quick to eat, or be able to grab, like, you know, whatever the case may be. So if I know that I'm eating out often, or because I travel so much, how much am I spending on gas every 2 weeks? I need to know that, so that way I can put a budget aside for that. How much is it going to cost for me to get my hair done? Okay, bet then I mean I need a $300 hair budget every month. And so you may not have it right now. Just because you do this does not mean that, oh, okay, this is what I want to say. When you do this, do not get discouraged, because the number that it adds up to is going to more than likely exceed the income. The number of the expenses is going to more than likely exceed over your income, and that is okay, because now you know. Now you can know what kind of jobs to look for. Now you know that I need to be looking at a job that's paying me $15 to $20+ okay? Now you know what goals to set. Now you know what to pray and ask God for. Because if I sit here and I track my money, if I sit here and I keep a log of everything I'm spending, okay, you spent $35 on gas this day, you spent $42 on gas that day, you spent $52 on gas that day. I bet that means I need to be putting up $156 for gas, whatever that added up to. You know what I mean? It's so you can, again, going back to the dream environment, it's so that way you can create a sense of, like, you know, you're aware of what you want to reach, or where you need to, like, be aiming for. I hope this is making sense. I feel like it's not clicking the way I want it to click, but, like, I hope it all is able to come full circle. Like, I really, really encourage everyone to create your dream environment. Like, in your kitchen, get pictures of what you want your dream kitchen to look like, of what you want your kitchen to look like in your next house. What do you want your countertops to look like? And get specific. Like I said, get delusional. Sometimes you gotta act like you building the house right now. When I go to these dealerships, I'm telling them I'm looking to buy a car, because I am looking to buy my next car. That don't mean I'm buying it right now. That don't mean I'm buying it right now. I'm looking to buy a car for me and my family, and I'm trying to decide, do I want something smaller? Do I want something bigger? What features does this car have? Sometimes you gotta picture yourself going and buying that house. Go to Home Depot, Lowe's, go and walk around in their cabinet section to see what kind of cabinets and drawers you want. That's what I mean about being delusional. Instead of us being delusional about that boy, about that girl, about the fact that being delusional about the fact that we feel like we have to be 23 in college, driving the newest car, the car being paid off, carrying every luxury bag, having our hair and lashes and nails done every single day of the month. Like, instead of being delusional about that, feeling like I should be able to go travel across the world every 3 months, there's nothing wrong with those things, but you have to be realistic about where you are in life. Life is a journey. This is the start line. This is the finish line. Where are you at along that journey? Okay? That's what you have to ask yourself. Where am I at along the journey? And then from there, analyze and figure out, like, I don't want to say how to judge yourself, but to see where you need to work on. Like, that's like me starting to... Okay, I heard this a lot. When it comes to people think just because you start a business, you used to be, oh, this, like, most wealthiest person ever just because you started a business. No, because there's a doctor go to school on, like, their first day. This as a somebody that's going to school to be a doctor, their first day of class, that's like asking them, oh, you're not a doctor yet? Honey, girl, I haven't even took my first test yet. What are you talking about? So it's the same way. It's literally the same thing. Figure out where you are on the journey and then assess yourself from there. Assess yourself from there. Go to the Home Depot. Go to the Lowe's. Go to the mall. Go in the ring store and envision yourself picking out that wedding ring. Go to the nice luxurious store and try on that nice outfit, that the name brand outfit. I don't even know. I'm trying to think of go to Louis. I don't know if you can do that. Go to Louis Vuitton. You can go in there and walk around and look around. Go to the Gucci store. Whatever it is that you want, go touch it. Go see it. Go smell it. Go sit in a high-end restaurant and go sit at the bar and just have a drink so you can be around elevated people. In order for you to elevate, you have to elevate your mind. You have to elevate your mind. Elevation requires separation. Elevation requires separation. So in order for you to get to the person that you want to be, to grow and become this person, you're going to have to separate yourself from what you see those around you doing. Most 23-year-olds aren't just randomly going to the dealership test driving cars. Like, most 23-year-olds aren't going to the store planning their dream home. Like, unless, like, they are actually doing it. But they're not doing it just for the fun of it. Like, that's what's fun to me. You want to go to Lowe's and look at the sinks and the stoves? Let's go. I'm grabbing my bag now. Like, you seriously, like, you're gonna be doing things that you don't see people around you doing, like, in a good way. Like, I don't know, like it depends on how you look at it. You may feel like, because then that's something that's like, okay, and also, and I know you probably heard this before, you probably heard all of this before, but I need you to understand that, like, at the end of the day, you will hear all of this, you will hear this 1,000 times, but until you have that click on the inside of you, where you get where you just get so fed up. You get so fed up of your situation, your current circumstances, of where you're at, where you're like, forget it, bro. Like, okay, something got to give. Something has to give. I gotta just start. Like you ready to? I don't want to say you ready to risk it all, but you ready to just, like, okay, boom, let's just go. Like, it's gonna take that. Sometimes it's gonna take you having that moment to finally have, like, the internal click for everything that you've heard so many times, for it to finally register. You know what I mean? But I want you to really understand that comparison is the thief of all joy. Do not compare yourself to the next person, because you may sit here and feel like, yeah, like, I'm not doing nothing that my friends is doing. My friends, they're traveling, they're going this place, they're going that place. They got this car, that car, they got this bag, that bag. That's something that I did a lot. But I had to realize, Katara, you're a mom. You're a mom and you're in college, honey. Your car note gets paid every month. Your insurance is paid. Your bills are paid. You and your son have a house and your refrigerator is full. Girl, you winning. Girl, you are winning. Because yet they may have those fancy, luxurious things, but their bills could probably be unpaid. Their car probably about to get repoed while they sitting there stunting. So yeah, so just do not compare yourself. Sadly, my camera is about to die, my tablet is about to die, and that's what I'm using to record. So we're going to bring this to an end. I feel like I have said enough. I feel like you get the gist about being delusional. How delusional are you? Are you going to be delusional about the wrong things, or are you going to be delusional about the right things? Let me know if you want a part 2 to this video, because I very much will. I feel like there's a lot of things that I could have, like, not to say went into detail about, but I feel like there's a lot of things that I could have talked about that I didn't get a chance to. So let me know if you want a part 2. Make sure you have a friend 2 or 3 to watch the next episode with. Drop in the comments like what you guys want to see, like different things that you want to see, different questions. Drop me in the comments some questions. Drop me some questions that you guys may have for myself based off of today's episode or the previous one. Make sure you go check out the other previous one. Make sure you go follow me on Instagram, TikTok. You don't really gotta follow me on Facebook because that's just for the fam. In the club, we all fam. In the club, we all fam. Are you racist? In the club, we are all family. You get what I mean? So yeah, I really enjoyed speaking with you guys, and I'm so excited for the next episodes to come. You guys stay blessed and stay warm out there. Christmas time is coming up, and I'm so excited. Stay prayed up because trust me and believe, the devil, he doing his work. So stay prayed up, and y'all be blessed. Bye.